Let's unpack it. 3 cards. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The Moon. Page of Wands. So right away, we're dealing with earth, water, and fire. Water is the Pisces. This card is connected to Pisces. We have my earth zodiacs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. We also have Page of Wands, which are my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So when I shot the reel, I always like to invite people to kind of catch the lives or at least catch the recaps, because as we start to unpack this, the message starts to unfold and different things come through, and it looks very different at the end than it does at the beginning. So just a little encouragement for those of you that are here to stick around to the ending, or if you're tuning in and you're like this, just try to see if you can hang out to the end, because there might be a little nugget of some kind of inspiration, some kind of awareness. At the very least, might get you thinking about something or reflecting. Okay, so there's something here about the moon. The moon is connected to illusion. Somebody could be trying to plant a seed. I said this in the reel. This is one theme. I'm not really sure this is going to be the theme, but it is definitely a theme. I feel like there is a person hanging around in your field, meaning your energy, your circle, your aura, that is trying to plant seeds of ill will. Somebody is trying to, and I say ill will, okay, now we're going to segue into the moon card, because this is about illusion. This is about performing. This is about wearing the masks. When I say wear a mask, we talk a lot about this on my healing channel, The Northern Daisy, about when people perform. It's like performing, like if you're having a bad day and somebody's like, so how you doing? You're like, oh, I'm great. You're lying. You're performing. You're catering an answer to what you think somebody wants to hear, when really on the inside you're like, I'm fucking having a day, right? So instead of being honest, you perform because now you're putting on a social mask because you want to be accepted, or you want to keep the peace, or whatever it may be. Okay, so somebody here is performing, and there's some kind of illusion, things that are not being seen, and that is creating confusion. Now that's either creating confusion, well, for both of you, for you, and also the person who is planting that seed is very confused, because it's like, why, man? Why you have to have ill intent, right? So there's something here that as far as a recommendation or an ask with a K, pay attention for buried feelings or emotions, or if you can, try to see beyond the mask of what somebody's not telling you. This is also connected to shadow work, inner work, the deep work, the ugly work, the low frequency work, whatever you guys want to call it, right? So that you can understand and kind of stay open to this message. There's something here about secrets, secretive, secretivity. That's not even a fucking word. Secrets. Misleading. Somebody is like, again, there's somebody here planting something that is just not feeling right to me. This is not feeling right to me. Okay. So we need to honor that one theme. We're going to try to segue now into a little bit different information coming through. But again, if you feel like when you're around somebody and you feel anxious, you feel uncomfortable, you feel nervous, or you feel unsure, or you feel confused, there's probably a pretty good chance that you are an empath. Okay, we have to honor this because, again, with the water signs, generally speaking, and I do have ground to say this because I'm a water sign rising, and this shit fucks with me all day long. Generally speaking, water signs are empathic. It's part of like the requisite, the package, right? It's like part of the package of personality characteristics. It's like, in order to do this, you kind of have to have this as a foundational tool, right? To be able to navigate these murky and depths of waters. So again, just throwing it out there, something to consider. Water sign, there's something here about intuition, psychic abilities, empathic abilities, and it's subconscious. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe this person is subconsciously planting seeds of ill will, and they're not being honest with you because maybe it's their mask. As we said, they're wearing a mask because socially that's how they've learned to adapt. That's how they've learned to interact. And I feel like you're seeking information on that, or there's some kind of, let's go to the Page of Wands, because I'm curious how the Wands ties into this, but I feel like that's going to change. Why is that upside down? That's not in reverse. I think it was only one card. Page of Wands. You're seeking information, and this is where I was saying I'd like to kind of segue into a little bit different frequency of the reading, because I feel like the other end of this, or another message coming through, is somebody here could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Again, you don't have to be for this to be that you could be seeking something. You could very well be the earth element. Maybe you're a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or maybe you're the Pisces. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is The wands embodies the ego. It embodies transformation. And when we're trying to seek something out, we generally seek with our minds. Again, generally speaking, we're not like, I want to go get hurt and get all fucked up emotionally and be betrayed and learn all these hard lessons because I really want to grow. I want to grow my soul. I'm just saying, generally speaking, we seek with the mind, right? We seek with the ego. So somebody here is in a transformation stage or a transformation phase. Wands are about transformation and destruction. So there it is again. Somebody, it's almost like spiritual warfare. Somebody in their mind, their subconscious is like seeking to destroy. They're planting seeds. They're determined. You know, they have their ego base. Maybe they're not aware they're doing it. Maybe they are. Who's to say? I don't know. This is not my story. So throwing that out there, let's get down to the page 10. Pages of the Wands. Again, this is about action. So the Wands are about taking action, right? As we said, through the ego, through the lens of the ego. This is about doing. Somebody, again, we talked about doing. This is the working suit. Somebody, no, they keep pulling me back. I'm trying to I don't know if you guys can see this on camera live. I'm trying to go over here with the message, and it's like I keep getting pulled back from them saying, so we're going to honor it. So this is about somebody here is trying to take action. Somebody is trying to plant seeds of ill will. Somebody is literally like exploring, like kind of, it feels like how far can they take it? How far can they push it before you see through their bullshit, before you see through their illusion or their mask? And I feel like the word is courageous, but I would say the way Michelle would say is that's pretty ballsy. That's pretty ballsy. So this is creating some kind of interesting dynamic. This person is definitely a risk taker. Pages are risk takers. This is something to do with inspiration. So I'm going to kind of push them out a little bit because I feel like we've already nailed that message, that theme down. I'm going to go ahead and drive now. Excuse me, please hold. I'm going to try to drive. I feel like the other story theme that's really trying to come through, and they are really making it hard for me to focus, is that this person, I could be speaking to you or I could be speaking to somebody else that maybe you're connected to, is an empath. You have abilities, you have sensitivities, you are learning to refine yourself. And perhaps you are seeking a mentor. Perhaps you are exploring options, you are exploring paths, you are learning to navigate this new kind of adventure, this new path, this new life calling. And it is being tricky in the sense that maybe you're experiencing a roadblock. So in reverse, we have to add right now, we have to honor that this could also mean energetically, there's something about stuck, something is not ready. As I said, maybe you're trying to grow and develop yourself and you could be seeking and reaching out. You're looking external of yourself for answers, guidance, consults, and maybe you're not getting the information that you want. Okay, so that's the other storyline that I'm trying to get this information out, this message out. Because the page is a very positive card. It's about inspiration. It's about an exciting time. Pages, the energy of this is very excitable, very energetic. Again, fire signs. When have you ever met a fire sign that wasn't energetic, eccentric, loud, obnoxious, confrontational, right? It's like, this is a very loud, very exciting energy. Look at the artwork. It's like, I'm calling in, like you are broadcasting. And again, maybe you have to cut through the illusion. Maybe if you are an empath and you are working with psychic abilities or telepathy, clairvoyance, whatever it is, the clairs, some kind of gift and ability, maybe you are going to have to break through some kind of an illusion, a barrier, and that's going to require that you put in the work. And I feel like that could be another theme for someone, that you're struggling, so you're stuck because you're not quite sure how to see through. I heard like membrane. That's kind of a big word. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, can you give me something a little bit more like basic? Let's be a little bit more basic, please. It's like the veil has lifted. It's like you're having some kind of interference, right? Interference with seeing through some kind of veil. I'm going to pull another card. Let's ask for a recommendation. How do we navigate this? Bottom of the deck says, yeah, go for it. This is also Cancer energy, so there's more water. So I feel like that is like, yes, once you figure this out, I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze on camera. I feel like once we figure out, we're going to pull the card as to what direction to take. I feel like the floodgate is going to open because this is saying, go for it, go for it, go for it. The message is yes, 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 this is it. Well, if I'm looking symbolically at the imagery, it could be at the time of the next full moon, right? The next full moon could be, just saying, because we have 2 full moons here. Or maybe in 2 full moon cycles, which is what? If every freaking 2 weeks at a full moon, 2 weeks at a new moon. So we're talking about a month. If we're talking, could be, I didn't ask for a timing card, but again, I'm just honoring what I'm seeing. Maybe you will have a floodgate open and you will move forward, which is wonderful because this energy, we don't want to be stuck. We want to progress. We want to move forward. I'm going to ask for another card. So what is the recommendation? This is what I do for my tarot readings as well to get clarity. We ask for a clarity card. So how would we navigate this? What is the answer? What is the solution? What might that look like? All right, there it is. Let's see. Probably water. Nope, it's Earth, the High Priestess. Beautiful, beautiful energy. The answer is to go in. How do we move forward and navigate this illusion if we're dealing with somebody else? So again, recap. If you're dealing with somebody else who's wearing a mask and they're planting seeds of ill will and they're making you second guess yourself on your own abilities, the answer, the recommendation, the solution, the takeaway, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is to go in. The answer is to literally go in and have a look at yourself. We're going to read this. The High Priestess is connected to Earth energy, Earth element, wisdom, spiritual enlightenment, patience. I could use a couple of quarts of that. Knowing what you know and trusting yourself. So again, as we said, remember I kept saying, I'm trying to go over here with this message like somebody is trying to develop themselves. Yes, that could also be maybe someone isn't planting a seed of ill will. That's just one theme for maybe one person out of a million people that might find this. Another theme is this could be interpreted as maybe you've just forgotten. Maybe you've just forgotten how to activate this ability. Maybe you've forgotten. Maybe you've gotten complacent. Maybe you've gotten lazy. Maybe you've gotten comfortable. Right? So you're like, I really don't want to have to put in the work. That requires effort. I have to show up. I have to be consistent. Right? When I channel, when I talk to my guides, my counsel, I have to show up physically with intention and I start free association writing. Some people call it automatic writing. Do I do it all the time? No. Could I do it more? Absolutely. If I want to deepen my connection with them at this juncture in my relationship, probably a good idea. Am I lazy? I'd say sometimes. Okay, so that's just another spin on how we can look at this card. Okay, so remember, I'm just kind of recapping. We have a couple of different themes. If you're just tuning in, you're going to want to catch us from the beginning. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. So again, Earth energy. So what is the suggestion? What is the recommendation? How do we move through this theme or these many themes? You need to look inside. You need to slow down. Earth energy is about slowing down. Another thing I just heard is grounding yourself. You need to ground yourself. Some people are probably like, what the fuck does that mean? What does she mean, ground myself? Go out and throw myself on the lawn? Yeah, if you need to. Go hug a tree. Go sit at the beach. Go for a walk. Go for a hike. Go kayak. Go swim in a lake. Go do something outside, nature, connecting to nature. Ground yourself. Literally. Okay, this is a grounding pad. See, the shit's plugged into the wall. Like I literally have to ground myself during these readings or I just, out I go. Okay, so I practice what I preach. The High Priestess has all the answers, which means, as we say on the Healing Channel, you guys really do know the answer. You know how to navigate this energy. You know if you want to put in the work. Maybe that's not where you're at this time. But in terms of a solution that we ask for so we can wrap up this reading, if you should decide to do the work, put in the work, right, because you're seeking. Now, whether that means you're seeking answers from within or maybe you're seeking answers from a mentor, a teacher, somebody else in your circle or somebody else online, wherever you get your information from, if you should choose to do the work, it's going to be a floodgate. This is the Chariot card. This is like, let's go, baby. Whoosh, right? Floodgate open. All right. And if that ends up happening as a result, you are going to want to be grounded. You are going to want to be in a place where you can be receptive or reflective and responsive, not reactive. Does that make sense? Right? When we're getting information, when we're doing this kind of work, we want to be receptive, responsive, not reactive and judgmental, right? We have to be open, very expansive, widen our lens, okay? And that can be accomplished through tuning in, tapping in to that earth energy, which is slower moving, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more time. As they said, one of these cards said something about bringing in patience. right? Okay, so that is the reading. I hope that we have clarified that. I hope that one of these couple of themes that have come through has landed for you. As I say, I try to remember, please only take what resonates. Not every message is going to resonate and land with you. My hope is that it does land for somebody, or it speaks to you, or sparks some kind of curiosity, gets you thinking on some way, some level, in some way, on some level. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What is today? Today is Monday, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here.